Give me that work and I can sell it, I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions, daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, fuck the opposition, and all that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Yeah.
I ain't finna fade with you.
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
53 Mike.
Hey, Orbit.
Throwing on first down. Weiss escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Here we go, set, 50, plant. Hey, Delta.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
From the gun, Weiss. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
Saints take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a second and 13.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
Let's put that team on the clock.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Looking deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll run on first down. Bellamy, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Off play action. Weiss. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 57 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on first and 10.
Watch the twist. Bang.
Hey, Sam off.
Bang, bang. Kill.
Bang.
They'll try the left side. Bellamy. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
18 Gator.
53. Mike, 53.
Let's go.
To throw on second down. Weiss. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
61, matchbox lights.
Check hot route. Hot.
Look at me. Go up. Get it.
And to give this time to the tailback. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he'll give it here to his running back. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On second down, Bellamy. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
10 Lobo.
I got you. I got you.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Weiss to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
McClain's kick is good, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point by McClain, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well.
Here we go.
If you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Here we go. Like 20. I got you.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, Mike 51. Here we go.
On first down, Garoppolo. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. The Falcons and Saints, they aren't strangers to one another. That's no secret. They were founded 1 year apart back in the 60s. Their first meeting in 1967. And neither franchise had much success through the 70s and 80s, but boy, has that changed in recent memory. And the Falcons holding the all-time series advantage 52-48. And one of the more memorable matchups, certainly between the two teams, September of 2006. It was a reopening of the Superdome following the devastation from Hurricane Katrina the year prior. The Saints winning that one 23-3. And now they meet here in this one as part of the NFL 100 series. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. Here we go on fourth down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
21.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He finds Beckham complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 14.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your third and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Falcons grab it. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So the turnover forced and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
40's mine. 40's a mine. 40's a mine.
Yeah.
Check the backer. Check the backer.
You're out. Go.
And that'll set them back 5. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
53, Mike.
Look, squeeze.
Check. Check 50. Check 50. Joker.
Ready?
On first down, Bellamy. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
typically we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Turn up. Kill, turn up.
X3, 218, chopper.
Kill. 36.
On second down now, Bellamy. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Hard. Check 25.
On 3rd down, Bellamy. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point safely through, and it's now 13-7. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Ready, break.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Check 43. Tighten up.
Leo.
Begin.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. Operating from the gun. Weiss airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. That pass was heavily defended on 3rd down, but you know what? He's one of the best in the league at body control, and he showed you why there.
So what that tells you is that the guy throwing the football understands his guys, doesn't he? Give them a chance, put it up there, and realize that even in a battle, they're more than likely to come down with the football. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, Alpha.
37's the Mike. Mike 37.
2nd and 2. Open man there. That's Bellamy. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call.
Out. Switch.
Hey, lock it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first. They're in the 2nd quarter at Heinz Field. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
64,
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Looking long for Thomas. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed.
We got this.
A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards.
1st down, New Orleans.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. It's a short kick taken near the 18. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is...
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tack McKinley in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Here
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Tack McKinley. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bellamy. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check. 2 draw quarters. Ready?
Looking to throw. Weiss. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 4.
90 Wolf. Let's go, D. Let's go. Watch the safety. Score. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Rock it.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bellamy. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Matthew McCrane on for the field goal.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16 to 10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, You got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At the 30-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out there.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Here we go.
Check 45 to mine. Hey, here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Flushed out right. He finds his target, Beckham. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
45.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Looking long for Thomas. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. A first down there on a pickup of 25. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd.
Falcons 16.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Get it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rice. Dixon complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Look, squeeze. You got tight. Go.
They'll run on first down. Bellamy. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
On the ready.
53 is the mic. Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
On the set. 53. Hey, Charlie. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Squeeze, double. Let's go. Shoot.
To throw on second down. Weiss is going to go for a big play downfield. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Go. No. Hey, alert. 12, fellas, here we go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo. Stepping up. He's going to keep it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
The Saints on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
First down, New Orleans.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Looking sideline, incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. 45. Come on, 45. Got you. Two. Man.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
22 jet bomber. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
Greystone, Travis. There we go. 37's the mic. Mike 37. slant.
Hard. We got double up. Lead grip.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bellamy. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Matchbox lights.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. Touchdown, Falcons! Hayden Hurst, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. So a big play coming for the Falcons as they'll go for 2.
Leo. Back. Undercut. Hey, lock it.
Hey, watch it.
Ready?
They'll try and run it here. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there, and you saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Every penalty is so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. Garoppolo looks to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Extra point by McCrane, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now Garoppolo to try again after the pick six. Flush to his right. He gets it to Thomas. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agree. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
1, Omaha.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. And he comes back with 1 complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Escaping the pressure, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Tack McKinley in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Watch the end.
21. Here we go. Go.
To throw is Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter.
Here we
Maybe
go.
can expect more passes like that downfield.
12. Check down, 5.
Switch gears.
Under 10. 10.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Atlanta, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.